What a night. You could not duplicate what on tonight. The historic nature of the first woman of color to be nominated for vice president of the United States. And tonight she really introduced herself to the American public. She'd run for president, but a lot of folks weren't paying attention back then. Talked about her whole background of being a daughter of immigrants. Her whole life story was so impactful. Put that on top of having President Barack Obama, who was probably one of the most even-keeled people you would ever meet, really out there today against Donald Trump. Like, when President Obama came in and campaigned for me, we gave him talking points to go after my opponent. He wouldn't do it. He said nice things about me. For him today to go out and do what he did and lay it out there really shows Barack Obama is concerned about our nation's democracy. He said Trump could not grow into this job because he just wasn't able to do it. It was a historic night. And then the whole issues of gun violence, violence against women, climate change. This was really this was a night for everyone. This was really something to make the Democratic Party something very proud in the message we delivered to America today.
Terry, my mom said she wanted President Obama's angry interpreter to come out and speak tonight. She wanted to see some Keegan Key as well come out and talk about the former president. But I think he did a good enough job on his own talking about the former president. I was actually surprised he went as far as he did.
Yeah, I mean, this is unique. But as I say, he's one of the most even-keeled people you would ever see. But he is so angry of what's gone on to our country. He feels for these people whose lives have been uprooted, the tens of millions of people, as he talked about, who've lost their job, and millions of people who've now got COVID. And the President Trump just sits there and does absolutely nothing. He hoped that the President Trump could rise to the occasion and be president. As he said tonight, he just couldn't do it. Doesn't have the ability to do it.
Thought he would rise to the job, and he couldn't. Ryan, I want to bring you in. President Obama's speech was not the typical convention speech, right? You didn't have, I don't know if it was his best speech oratorially, right? But it was certainly, I think, maybe his most significant speech, because he took on the president directly. He broke the conventional norms about criticizing a sitting president. He said that democracy is on the line. How'd you see it?
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, everyone points to the 2004 speech and hope and change, and there's not a red America and a blue America. That all seems almost like political cliches compared to the seriousness with what he was talking about tonight, where he's basically saying, he's saying his successor is a threat to American democracy. We've never had a president come out and just and say that, and a whole party organized this week around that belief. And I just want to say one thing about what you were struggling with before, Don, is talking about this Obama speech, talking about the seriousness with which he's approaching this issue, and also talking about the history of Kamala Harris and the importance to African American women that this moment represents. It's like a family having a funeral and a wedding on the same day, and you don't know which one, which way to go when discussing it. I think we'll look back though, and this speech by Obama was it was historic. We've just never had a president lay it out that way, and I think the obstacle that Democrats have is, when you have John Kasich, Bernie Sanders, and Hillary Clinton all saying, personal and ideological differences between the three of them are wide, right? So you've got socialists, liberals, and conservatives all agreeing that Trump needs to go because democracy is threatened, and then Obama putting an exclamation point on that. And yet I think the obstacle is almost half the country doesn't actually believe that. And so how do Democrats who believe that in their bones, grab the second half of the country by the lapels and get them to see that? And I think that's the struggle for Biden and for this convention.
Yeah.